Hi everyone, Verac here. Overlord is a game all about commanding a cabal of violent Technicolor goblins to do your bidding. Just like Pikmin. The blue ones can swim and the red ones are immune to fire. Just like Pikmin. You also hack and slash your enemies to death with a giant axe, roast hobbits alive with your fireball spell, suppress the local peasantry, and steal their women to be slaves in your big, evil, scary tower. Just like Pikmin! I played Overlord as a young man long ago and was absolutely captivated. After all, this is a game about being a big stompy metal man who gets to do whatever he wants.
You've saved us! Our boy!
And it's rated T for as much jiggle physics as we can possibly get away with.
She's quite the tasty treat, sire.
They jiggle even when she's not moving. Funnily enough, the game was also written by a woman, but we'll get to that in a bit.
I wrote a blog post a while ago about why I f***ing hate video games, because this is what it does. It appeals to like the male fantasy.
Go, my minions! Drinks for everybody! Upon starting a new game, Overlord opens with 2007's finest pre-rendered cutscene.
It's him. Rub some acid in his eyes. That'll refresh him. Master, evilness truly suits you. Let us go forth. There are nefarious deeds to be done. I feel the land quaking with fear already.
And then you're right into it. It's time to be evil. You have evil minions to summon and an evil advisor named Gnarl. Gnarl's first piece of advice is how to summon your minions. You summon them out of the pits, like this. Easy enough. His second piece of advice is that you and your minions should now beat the shit out of the court jester, which is when I knew this was gonna be a good game. This is what I do to my viewers who watch all my videos but aren't subscribed. This tutorial teaches you the basics of combat and minion control. You've got a few different ways of sending minions at your enemies, targeting them, sweeping them, or just sending them generally forward and hoping they figure out what to maul. You can contribute to fights too, but it's nothing that complicated. You just hit your one melee button over and over until you're satisfied. After the combat tutorial, Gnarl explains that while you were having your little Overlord sleep, a group of heroes completely ransacked your tower. Your spells are gone. Your treasury is empty. You have no bitches and your shoes are raggedy. Evil has fallen and billions of heroes must die. Or, well, 7 heroes anyway. So here's the game loop. You enter a new area, you beat the hell out of anything that stands in your path, you explore for upgrades and loot along the way, you solve some babby puzzles for babbies, and then you kill the hero at the end that serves as the final boss of the area. There are 7 of these guys in total, and you're gonna repeat this process until they're all dead and your evil empire is restored to its full glory. And the first stop on your vengeance crusade? Mellow Hills. It's got 2 things you need before your hero hunt can begin. The tower heart, which lets you teleport around, and a crane, like to clean up your tower with. This place is a mess, dude. You can't bring a woman here. So you teleport to Mellow Hills to go get the tower heart, which is the thing that lets you teleport, and I know you just teleported there to go get the teleporty thing, but don't worry about it. It's time to talk about the minions. Not those ones. These guys. They are the real stars of the show here, and they come in 4 flavors. Brown, red, green, and blue. We'll talk specifically about reds, greens, and blues as we unlock them later on.
Currently, you can only summon browns.
Gnarl, I don't think you can say that. Ah, you know what? Fuck it. Awaken my brown! Brown minions are your warriors. They are visually basic bitch goblins, yes, but they're also tougher and stronger than all the other minions you have in a head-on fight. So whenever possible, you'll want to have a good handful of them on retainer for any threat that may arise. Treat them like a bag of piranhas that you throw at anybody who mildly irritates you. Your brown minions will maul the problem to death while you move on with your day. They can also equip a wider variety of weapons and armor than the other minions too. Brown minions may be tough, but they are not invincible, so be careful not to send them right into a monster's open mouth if you can help it. Also, don't send them into water because they can't swim. Like I said, we'll get to the other minions as we unlock them, but I want to finish talking about the minions with what they all have in common. Because all minions, no matter their flavor, hold a great respect for the wisdom of the ancient warrior poet, William Frederick Durst, who once famously said, Your minions and how they interact with everything in the game is the core of Overlord. It is the foundation. So the degree to which you enjoy commanding your little personal pack of rabid dogs will determine how much you enjoy Overlord as a whole. And for me, that degree is very high. There is nothing better than sending off a horde of your maniacal little bundles of joy into a room full of breakable items and watching them throw a party about it. They'll attack enemies, they'll drink beer, they'll break furniture, and if they find something shiny on the ground, they will equip it no matter how useless it is. Plus, they love bringing you all of the money and potions. This is when playing Overlord sort of feels like being a father, because just like real children, minions love bringing you shit.
For the master! For the Overlord!
Go, my army of little morons! Fetch me the cheese from the fridge!
For the Overlord!
But if you're not ready to be a patriarchal gob father, that's okay, because other times, wrangling all these little bastards kind of feels like streaming. The minions are your chat. Literally. They are constantly chattering behind you in ambient noise, which is honestly kind of comforting in a way. Because, you know, they're strange and annoying, but they are yours. And they'll excitedly comment on everything that you do, whether it's throwing a fireball, getting another minion hurt,
That must hurt.
or they'll cheer for you when you're about to kill a boss. And if they don't properly cheer for you, naughty and misbehaving chat members get fed to the Shai Hulud. At least that's how my streams go anyway. Ultimately though, minions are your expendable, willing, and obedient slaves who will throw themselves into a death pit just so that you can regain a little bit of mana. And they won't even complain about it like normal slaves do. You can always summon more minions so long as you've harvested enough life force from killing things, so don't get overly attached. Unless they've got a really cool hat, in which case you'll want to defend that one with your life for the rest of the game. Anyway, back to the plot. You're looking for the Tower Heart, right? Well, while you're on the hunt for it, you run into this guy called Bob. He's a farmer, and he's lost his farm to a group of slaver hobbits who grow nothing but pumpkins and tied Bob up as a scarecrow. Bob's been traumatized and wants you to destroy everything. That works for me. Don't worry, bro. I've saved your farm. Oh, hey. What's up, Bilbo? Shortly after, you find more hobbits! These guys are a problem around here. They've apparently been using the Tower Heart to grow pumpkins. You deal with them, and have your minions carry the heart back home. After smashing up all of their pumpkins and wearing them as hats, of course. Now for the crane. You walk around in the meadow until you're accosted by the two most British characters to ever appear in a video game.
Halflings approaching, get ready!
Hang on, those ain't our flins. Look at the one with the helmet.
Could be two halflings holding up some armor.
Maybe you're right. Here, prove you ain't halflings and free our men from the camps down the road.
Alright, I'll go help your people as long as I get my crane. As a kid, I never even gave this a second thought, but as an adult, the moment that I got to this part, I was just like, how the fuck did a bunch of hobbits take over a human village? You'd think you could just put your hand on their head like an older brother and be like, nuh-uh, nuh-uh, you can't touch me, nuh-uh. That's what I do to everyone I know that's shorter than me, so I know it works. I would never get invaded by a hobbit village. In fact, I would invade the hobbits and take all of their money. I do love money. On an unrelated note, thank you to today's sponsor, War Thunder. War Thunder is the most comprehensive vehicle combat game ever made, available on basically everything. It's got over 2,500 vehicles from 10 major nations, you know, the ones that matter, from the 1920s to today. Immerse yourself in the intense combat where realistic graphics and authentic sound effects place you right at the helm of the most powerful war machines of our time. Personally, I like all the customization. You can go with camouflages, historical markings, or even community creations, like whatever the hell this is. Join a worldwide community of over 95 million players exploding each other today. With an unmatched wealth of high-quality content to discover, there's simply no game better suited for fans of military history. You can play War Thunder for free on PC, PlayStation, or Xbox, or on mobile now by using my links in the pinned comment or video description. New and returning players on PC and consoles that haven't played in the last 6 months will also receive a massive bonus pack that includes multiple premium vehicles, the exclusive vehicle decorator Eagle of Valor, 100,000 Silver Lions, and 7 days of premium account. Thanks again to War Thunder. Now, back to the video! On the way to the Hobbit Slaver camp, you roast some wheat-dwelling Proudfoots with your new Fireball spell, accidentally saving their captive humans. This is where Gnarl introduces us to the concept of corruption. Overlord was one of many games from the 2000s hit by what I call Peter Molyneux's crack epidemic. Hi, quick note from editing Verac here. I just want to point out when I was looking for a picture of Peter Molyneux, the first result was from PC Gamer with the title, Peter Molyneux is ready to disappoint us again with his latest game. You see, Peter Molyneux was involved with Fable. Fable was hot. Everybody was talking about it. Fable had a good versus evil morality meter, so we gotta have one too, and we're gonna call it corruption. The main way you interact with corruption is through the big moral decisions of each level. For example, do you save this big pile of money, or the last of the elf women? Bye. It happens so quickly. If you want to get 100% corruption though, you can't just rely on the big moral decisions. You'll also have to grind. A lot. Grind what, you may ask? Well, killing peasants. How many? 500! You heard me correctly. 500 peasants. I guess at least back then you knew that they weren't trying to get you to grind forever just so that they could sell you stuff like a live service bullshit kind of thing. You had the comfort of knowing it was just bad game design. Anyway, corruption is unfortunately mostly aesthetic. Higher corruption means you and your tower get darker and spikier. Gnarl also just flat out lies to you about how corruption works. He makes it sound like you might want to avoid killing people so that you could extort them instead, which is actually a fantastic idea for a villain protagonist game. To have the good versus evil meter instead be the evil versus really evil meter. But unfortunately, that's not how it works, and there's no benefit to keeping peasants alive. You can't shake them down like Tony Soprano for some gabagool, not even after you've officially suppressed them. There's also no negative consequence to killing them because they just respawn anyway, which is actually good because otherwise there would be no way to kill 500 of them. All that is to say, corruption feels like a big missed opportunity in this game. Oh yeah, anyway, you go to the slaver camp, you defeat a bunch of hobbits, you take out a troll. Stock fart dot wave. Most enemies to this point sort of just let you throw your minions at them. The troll is the first one that tests your ability to recall them before they all get smushed. And then you save the peasants and take their ye old crane. So now that you've freed some of their people, the village of Spree is open to you as your new playground. Now all the villagers want you to go kill the king hobbit that's been enslaving them and stealing all their food, right? His name is Melvin Underbelly, and he's a big boy. And yeah, we'll get to him, but feel free to terrorize them a bit first, you know, for fun. This is Overlord. You're a villain protagonist. Kill some peasants till they fight back. Kill some more till they stop fighting back and they're suppressed.
Hey, that ain't nice. Okay, that's it. I'm angry now.
Destroy all the houses in the area, becoming a home wrecker. Return to your tower, come back to Mellow Hills, and they'll be trying to appease you with a whammon as tribute. Do your best funny mustache man impression by reacting to their appeasement with even more demands, and then go get 9 more women around the area.
You don't want me. I'm feeling very itchy.
Sorry, lady, I need 10 of you for the achievement. You're coming with me. Eventually, you'll have 10 female servants who bop around your tower doing absolutely jack shit but complaining.
If that Nile looks at me funny one more time, I'm going to hit him with the poker. If that Nile looks at me funny one more time, I'm going to hit him with a poker.
No, pinch me. That's sexual harassment, you know. I won't stand for it.
What the fuck, Gnarl? I wouldn't have brought him here if I knew you were just gonna harass them.
My friends could see me now, working for an overlord. They'd be so jealous.
Okay, never mind. I guess they like it here. Hooray! Okay, now let's go fight Melvin Underbelly. But getting to him means going through some of these hobbit homes first. Their underground complex of kitchens and houses is where you'll find plenty of things to break and to loot. Make your way through here, and soon after, you'll find an enormous pile of stolen food from Spree. This is your first big moral decision of the game. Do you give the food back to the peasants, or keep it for yourself? There we go. Anyway, after your completely innocent decision is made, you can head on over to Melvin's party. Melvin's a little scared of you and starts waddling away, so you have to make your way through all of his hobbit guards. Fighting through the army of enslaved servant women is optional. Did not mean to do that. Trying to target the halflings up there. Fucking stop chasing that woman. You have killed 10 females, wenchbane. A few more skirmishes with the Bagginses' army, and you'll reach Melvin himself.
Melvin ain't so small now.
That is the scariest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. Melvin acts as your first real minion movement test. You cannot just throw your minions at Melvin and forget about them. He will squish them like the trolls do, or at least he'll try. But more than that, he will also bounce around the room, rolling around like a pinball.
Eats food.
Ooh. No, my minions. So if you haven't figured out how to sweep your minions around, this is the time to do it. Anyway, once you get his health low enough, you are given the satisfaction of dealing a killing blow. He'll be put into a sort of surrender state, and your minions will cheer for you, and there's not really anything you can do here except hit him. You don't really have a choice. You just hit him one last time for the hell of it. I get the feeling that this may have originally been intended to be a decision, like, are you gonna forgive him, or are you gonna kill him? Which way are you gonna go? Are you gonna be good or evil? But they never implemented the forgiveness part, so the only thing you can do in this post-boss fight state is tap Melvin and he pops like a grape. Whoa! And look, now your minions get to wear his crown. The last thing you'll do in these halfling kitchens is get a new minion, the Reds. The Reds have been enslaved here to act as living cooking appliances for the hobbits, but you're going to rescue them and put them under your enslavement, a better enslavement. Let's talk about the Reds. Visually, I love the Reds' design. Overlord does a fantastic job of making the minions feel like actual different subspecies. They totally could have just recolored a brown minion red and called it a day. But no, the Reds actually look noticeably different. Instead of having the big floppy ears, they've got demonic horns, they've got spikes right on their chin instead of just on the side of the jaw, and they had a little tail too. This is where my compliments of the Red minions end, and the complaining begins. Red minions are borderline useless, and they piss me the fuck off. Here's the one thing that they're good for: removing fire. They're immune to fire, so they can absorb it too. The game will try to convince you that Reds are also good for other things, like being ranged units, that they'll throw fireballs at your targets and help you in combat, except they can't hit anything that moves. And guess what moves? Everything! So Reds always miss, and even if they do happen to hit, on a miracle, you need like 10 of them to deal any damage at all. Even to these shitty zombies with no health. I hate them. So many times I have to be like, where's my red minion? Oh, he's trying to hit a box behind a wall. Amazing! Get over here, you cretin! Anyway, you save the red hive and you take it back to your tower. More importantly, that's 1 hero down and 6 to go. Oh yeah, and whenever you return to your tower, that jester that you were beating up in the tutorial, he follows you around and he keeps track of your achievements. For example, once you come back to the tower after killing Melvin, you'll hear this.
Exploder of Melvin Underbelly.
Or when you accidentally kill all those servant women at the party.
Winchbane.
Or one of my personal favorites, if you choose to keep all of the food instead of giving it back to the villagers of Spree.
Gluttonous Overlord.
Gluttonous Overlord? Fuck out of here.
Most wise master.
You're alright. Okay, there was a lot to cover in that first part of the game because it's by far the most detailed part. Overlord is like that meme of the horse where it starts out super detailed and then it turns into this shitty little sketch at the end. So these next sections are gonna go a bit faster. I think you're meant to go to this place called Heaven's Peak first, but I ended up stumbling onto the Elven Forest first, so that's what I'm gonna cover. This Elven Forest is called Evernight, and its ruler is Oberon Greenhaze. Can you tell that saying these elf names is inflicting psychic damage on me? After he and his fellowship wrecked your tower, Oberon took way too many gummies trying to relax, and now he is tripping balls. He is glued to the couch. Actually, it's not a couch, it's a tree. He has been in the same spot for so long that he combined with a tree, and his magic is making enormous roots that are causing huge problems for everybody else, even outside of the forest.
Darn elves can't keep their own forest under control.
These roots are strangling our crops. It's elf magic. I never trusted those pointy-eared layabouts.
Same. All of this is a fantastic excuse for the player to not feel too bad about murdering him. Key features of the Elven Forest are depressed ghost elves, weird forest creatures that you kill with bombs, and last but not least, the green minions! Let's talk about these guys. Greens have the utility of absorbing toxic gas, just like how reds can absorb fire. This is great because there is tons of toxic gas in Evernight. The big difference between them is that, unlike reds, greens are actually useful for other things, specifically combat. Greens are sort of like your rogues, your assassins, so they can do insane amounts of backstabbing damage if you can get them onto an enemy's back. The best way to do this is to station them somewhere and have them turn invisible, then they'll ambush whoever gets close. You can just rush the greens straight at your enemy, but if they get even grazed by a fingernail on the way over there, dead as hell. Still though, their backstab damage is insane, so it's nice to have a few of them on hand whenever you can. Some of you may be wondering, what's the big moral decision in Evernight? Well, let's see. Oh look, a max health upgrade in the last living elven sacred grove. I'll just place some reds up here in case an enemy comes by. Whoops.
What have you done? What have you done?
Ah, don't worry guys, this will all be worth it when I get more max health. Man, those minions are fast though, they're getting ahead of me. Gee, I sure hope they're not drowning themselves in the river. Hey, what'd I say? Anyway, you stomp around the forest, destroying Oberon's big roots until you can go fight him face to face.
Bring it to my brain. I cannot control it. They're coming. They are coming!
Oberon's boss fight consists of him summoning every evil forest creature he can possibly think of, including weird, violent unicorns and giant vorfrogs. Hit him when you're supposed to hit him, and eventually he'll enter the naked Dogeza surrender phase. Go ahead, whack him, split him in two, and then you walk through him to go to the next area. Well, we would do that if we were ready for the dwarves, but we're not. We still gotta go to Heaven's Peak and get some blue minions and a big booba lady. Heaven's Peak is a castle town led by its resident paladin, our next target, Sir William the Black. During your little nap, he got married to a succubus queen, which first of all, it should have been me! But secondly, she ended up unleashing a zombie plague upon the city, so maybe he can keep her. You'd think a succubus would want to keep as many people, especially men, alive in a city as possible, but Overlord came out in 2007 when zombies are getting real popular, so we gotta wedge them in there somewhere, right? And I gotta say, the first time you step into a zombie-infested area, it's actually kind of freaky. Fortunately, the zombies are made out of paper, so it's not too bad. You just throw browns at them. To get inside the castle, you'll have to go through the sewers, and that means getting minions who can swim. You use your green minions to remove the toxic gas in front of this cave so that you can finally get the blues! Blues are the only minions that can swim. Again, great example here of not just being a recolor. Blues have actual aquatic features, making them feel like a whole different breed or species. Like reds, blue minions are also bad in combat, but for an understandable reason. Blues are medics. Send a blue out to a dead minion and they will bring it back to life, assuming that there's a body. Again, watch out for the vorfrogs. Blues have one other niche use, and that's in combat versus magical enemies. This only came up like 2 times in the entire game in my experience. One being in the blue minion cave where you unlock them to demonstrate that exact feature. There are some wisps that are trying to hypnotize your minions to drown themselves in the water, and you have to use the blues specifically to kill the will-o-the-wisps. The only other time that I encountered this magical enemy niche was when I killed some elves for fun. I couldn't hurt them, and then I realized, oh, they must count as magical. Sure enough, the blues are great at killing pointy-eared leaf lovers. Anyway, back to the sewers. The sewers suck ass and are full of zombies and water monsters and spokes of wheels that you gotta haul all over the goddamn place. Shout out to this part of the level where you're supposed to use your reds up here to kill the zombies below so that you can run down there with some blues without them all dying to the zombies. Except reds suck at everything, and you need about 10 of them to kill one zombie, and the zombie has to choose to stand still. Anyway, you get through all that and you get into the city itself. You are in Heaven's Peak, and now it's time to make your way to the tavern, because everybody who's ever played D&D knows that that's where shit pops off. But it's popping off a little too hard in this case, because you walk into the back rooms of this tavern to find a bunch of Bohemian Grove degenerates trying to make their own little St. James, so of course you kill them all. And then you kill the succubus queen. And then you find Sir unable to keep his holy warhammer in his pants, and you kick his ass too, and then you explode him. Anyway, time to go steal his girl. Most of the big moral decisions you make, aside from potentially corrupting you, have little consequence on the game overall. However, there is one exception to this, and that's the choice of which girl you decide to make evil mistress of your tower. In a different area of Heaven's Peak, earlier on, you'll rescue a woman named Rose. Rose tries micromanaging you the moment that you come into her line of sight.
Keep those reds at the back.
I know what I'm doing.
Set them on fire.
Bro.
Control your minions, man.
You are micromanaging me. I am dumping you for your hot goth sister as fast as I can. She goes to your tower to be your mistress automatically after you break her out. Even if you hate her. Bitch changed my lighting. She got rid of my rocks. Those were my favorite rocks. I can't have shit in this house. But after defeating Sir William the Simp, you encounter Rose's sister, Velvet. Your choice is which sister you're going to make mistress of your tower for the rest of the game. Velvet is obviously meant to be the evil option, and you can tell this because she has larger breasts for storing larger amounts of evil. Evil is very buoyant. Your choice of mistress is impactful in a few key ways. First of all, each sister comes with a set of potential minion upgrades. Velvet upgrades your reds and greens, while Rose upgrades your browns and blues. They'll also cause your tower to have wildly different aesthetics, one being more, well, Rose-themed, and the other being hot goth chick's dream house. And I gotta tell ya, it's an easy decision for me. I like Velvet. I like her for two big reasons. One, she doesn't micromanage me, and two, she calls my minions adorable little pixies.
You've brought me a gift. Some little pixies? You really shouldn't have.
Also, her bahangagabagos are just enormous.
Purger of the perverted paladin.
Perverted paladin.
Appreciator of voluptuous assets.
Me as fuck. Fun fact, this game was written by a woman, Rihanna Pratchett, daughter of Terry Pratchett, author of the Discworld series. And then I go to GameFAQs to look up an old school guide for the fun of it while I'm playing, and what do you know? It's written by a married woman. I feel like I need to read all this. Head to the right to 2 dead telepathic elves? What? Okies, now we gotta kill us some rabid unicorns. You wouldn't think a game like Overlord would have such a female connection to it, but I guess it speaks to them in some way. To the 4% of my audience that's women, let me know what it is about this male power fantasy that works for you. Is it the part where if you buy enough furniture for your mistress, she rewards you in a particular way?
I've always wanted one of those. I hope you don't expect me to clean that. An excellent choice, darling. Oh, you dark romantic fool. For little me? Oh, you remembered me, sire.
Mistress Velvet requests the pleasure of your company in your private quarters, sire.
Women love it when you buy them shit. Oh, but look at my treasury. Pain.
There you are, my darling.
Rated T for teen.
Now, the first thing we have to do is get you out of that heavy armor.
Oh?
Oh, sire.
The entire building is shaking.
Well, that was a surprise. I think you're undercompensating, Master.
Okay. Cool, thanks.
My sister's the kind of
Why
person
bring
that
up
always
your
has a piece of
sister
string or a
now?
bandit.
The next level is the Golden Hills, land of the dwarves, led by its hero, Goldo Golderson. Can you guess what Goldo's deadly sin is? You know, Melvin Underbelly was gluttony, and then Oberon is sloth. Sir Williams is lust. Would you like to take a wild guess at Goldo? That's right, nothing! He hasn't sinned at all. His people are rich as hell, drink whenever they want, and they have tons of elf slaves. Sounds like paradise if you ask me. However, Goldo was one of the heroes that helped trash your tower, so you're going to execute him and take all of his gold. There are multiple moral decisions in this level that affect corruption, and they all have to do with saving elves. The big final one is the one I referenced earlier, whether you choose to save a big bag of money or the elven women.
Very good, sire.
But there's another moral decision you gotta make, where you're in these gold mines, right? And there are some elven slaves trapped in a jail with giant hungry slugs on the other side of it, and you can choose to kill all the slugs and then release the elves, or you can just open the gates and let the slugs eat the elves. This is the one moral decision that I accidentally didn't take the evil option on. I was going to open up the gate so the slugs could eat the elves, but then my minions were already fighting the slugs, and then the slugs were dead, and then, I don't know, it all happened so fast. The elves seemed equally confused by this outcome, and they rewarded me by showing me what I can only describe as a secret ancient elven dance. What is that? Oh my god, they're vibrating! Do it again. Do it again. Look at how twitchy they are. This is the best idle animation I've ever seen in my life. Oh my god. Move! Stop vibrating in my path, you knife-eared fucks! Stop! Get out of the way! It was a surreal experience that I'll never forget, and I think I understand the elves a little bit better now. This place also has some pretty fun boss fights. There's some rock giants, and one especially strong one that you have to defeat by baiting these, like, roly-poly guys that smash into it. And you spend so much time evading these roly-polies in the level that when you hear about Goldo having a pet named Roly, you're like, oh, he's gonna have one of those little roly-poly creature guys when you fight him. And then you get to the actual fight, and here's Goldo. Ah, but you know the drill. Bada bing, bada boom. Whoop, he's dead. Oh no, all my gold. Yeah, it's mine now. The Golden Hills is the first level that you start with all 4 minion types, and it is the last level that feels like it actually had time to be developed. Because the last unique area is the Ruborian Desert, and it has about a fraction of the content that all the previous areas do. The coolest thing about it are the giant sandworms, but once you've seen those, the rest of the place is kind of like, you're just chasing a lady around. Jewel the thief. At least she runs funny. The boss fight with Jewel isn't really a boss fight either, so much as it is a clunky puzzle. You have to block her escape with minions stationed at each exit so that she runs directly forward into the teleporter. The teleporter that leads to your tower. Fucking moron. So you kidnap her, of course. You also have a phoned-in moral decision about whether to keep this stolen elf statue for yourself or give it back to some elves. I'll give you 2 seconds to figure out which option I do. You go back to the tower and you find Jewel tied up. No sooner than you even hint at interrogating her, and she's already spilling her guts about everything she's ever known in her entire life, which includes the whole plot of the game as well as the reveal of the true final boss. A wizard who's been working behind the scenes this entire time. But before you have time to process any of that, you have to go kill Jewel's boyfriend, Kahn, who is furious that you kidnapped his girlfriend and has decided to rampage like a kaiju through Spree and Heaven's Peak. Time for a reused content festival. This section of the game feels like an afterthought, and it's really only fun for a couple of reasons. One, you get to utilize the green's backstabbing abilities on these beholders a lot, which is pretty cool. And then 2, you get to make a moral decision about whether or not to punish the villagers of Spree for betraying you. Betraying you insofar as they immediately accepted Kahn as their new master because he was large.
Sorry, Lord, but our new master's so much bigger than you.
Forgive us. Let us worship you again, sire.
Also, on a side note, I'm pretty sure I killed this guy, and I don't remember him respawning and, like, walking around Spree. He respawned just for this. What is this game?
You know, I think they might need more innkeepers in Ruboria.
Anyway, you go to Heaven's Peak, you put greens on Kahn's back until he's dead. GG, no re, go back to the tower.
Your presence is required. Return to the tower.
Okay, the game goes off the rails around the dwarf desert area, right? But this is where the train collides into 100 people tied onto the tracks. Overlord is a game that I love, but it is so poorly paced, and the ending is so out of left field, and as soon as everything happens, everything is already over. It introduces like 3 twists at once, and one of them is a twist that really should have been at the beginning, and the others are twists that it's like, okay, whatever, let's just get it over with. So you go back to your tower, right? A wizard is sitting there in your throne, and all of your minions are obeying his commands. He explains that he's the rightful heir of the tower, and that he's not actually a wizard, he's the previous overlord possessing the body of the fellowship wizard, and that he was the overlord before you. You're the 3rd overlord, he's the 2nd overlord. I don't know who the first one was, but the point is you're a pawn. You are a puppet that he used to rebuild his evil empire so that he could sucker punch you for it at the very last minute. Even Gnarl, your trusted advisor, is like, sorry bro, but he's way cooler than you. And then both of the mistresses are there too because they're his daughters. Sure, why not? Well, whichever one you courted suddenly runs out of the room to help you. If nobody got me, I know jiggle physics got me. Can I get an amen? So everybody chases after your mistress of choice and follows them down some stairs. Here you'll find everybody but the wizard just kind of milling around in the basement. You can even talk to them and they're like, sorry I betrayed you, but it's so pointless, and I should be able to have the ability to scorch them alive like I did to the peasants of Spree. Why can I not kill her? Why can I not kill him? Anyway, the real point to this place is that you're gonna go about your epic finale to get all your minions back. So you start off with some browns again, and you use them to reobtain all your other minions in sequential order, just like how you unlocked them, all while fighting through hordes of the wizard's extra evil minions, spawning them with his shadow clone jutsu or whatever. And while all of this is going on, the wizard is explaining the game's plot twists at you. One of those twists is the one that I mentioned earlier that I feel like shouldn't actually be a twist and should have been put at the start of the game. Let me explain. As Gnarl said at the very beginning of this game, a group of heroes killed your predecessor and trashed the tower, right? It was a fellowship of 8 companions. One member of that fellowship, during the final fight with your predecessor, tackled him out of his own evil tower, causing both of them to plummet to their deaths. That hero was you, and your other 7 companions watched you plummet to the earth, left you for dead, and busied themselves with pilfering the tower's treasury. Unlike you, they exited that tower alive and well that day, and went to their respective homelands rich and famous, hailed as the heroes that stopped the great evil. Meanwhile, you were dead on the ground outside. But the previous Overlord's minions recovered your body, brought you into the tower, and helped you to heal in a deep, vengeful, evil-infused sleep. Once you were fully healed, you awoke as their new ruler, the 3rd Overlord, in your tower, surrounded by your minions with one goal in mind, paying a visit to all of your hero friends. Why do they reveal this at the end? That would be such a strong motivator to kill all of them. I would have loved if the game just told me that right from the start, but no, it's included at the very end, and the wizard is trying to rub it in by playing like secret wizard audio tapes of your friends leaving you and talking about it.
Is he dead? Surely no one could have survived that fall.
We must help him. He fought beside us. There may still be a chance.
No, we gotta go. Take what we can and get out of here.
He's right. We vanquished the evil. He has earned his rest. Leave him.
But I don't care about any of them. I killed them all already with zero remorse and zero knowledge that we may have even been friends at one point. It's not like I even had a choice to forgive them or not. So I'm just listening to this like, yeah? Are you trying to make me feel bad? Because I regret nothing. It just feels like one big wasted opportunity, which is so disappointing for it being at the very end of the game. So you get all your minions back, and you go face the wizard for the final fight. He rolls around like most bosses do, and you gotta hit him with imps that match the color of his orb. There is one dramatic moment that works here because of the music. But the rest of this is pretty anticlimactic. You kill the wizard, a super low-res pre-rendered cutscene plays with various clips in it depending on your corruption level and which choices you made. And then, you're back in the tower. It's all over. You can still play around in the game world, but the story is finished. I'm still mad you can't punish this little fucker for betraying you. Gnarl, seriously, I should be able to crucify him and replace him with a different minion as my new advisor. The core of the game experience here is interacting with the world with your minions. This is really fun in the first half of the game, and then after a certain point in the middle, it completely falls apart. By the time I got to the ending, I was looking to just get it over with. I think the ending to Overlord sucks! But you know what isn't bad? The DLC! Raising Hell is the one and only DLC for Overlord, and a great example of a DLC being better than the base game that it's attached to. Raising Hell is more involved, more creative, funnier, and introduces new mechanics for controlling the minions. If the base game is Evil Dead, Raising Hell is Evil Dead 2. My only complaint about it is that I wish it was longer. The premise of Raising Hell is that every hero you've slain went straight to hell and was so vile that their sins burst forth portals out of the earth that you can now enter. Each one of those heroes is being tortured in a specific way in their own hell, that's called an abyss here, related to the deadly sin that they represent. Every copy of Hell is personalized. And as much as I want to unleash my autism about this DLC for over an hour, I also want this video to come out already. So we're going to summarize it with some traditional Veracsplaining. Okay, so you know the bosses in this game already.
Yes.
And you know they each get their own personal hell in the DLC, but you haven't seen any of it.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to Veracsplain each abyss for you really fast, for the audience as well, so that you can understand the DLC real good, okay?
Woo!
This is maybe the best joke I've ever told in my life. Okay, you ready for this?
Yeah.
Melvin Underbelly walks into a golden corral. 9 dead, 47 wounded, but at least there's mini golf. Oh no! Oh, and also Breakout. I forgot about that.
Oh, yeah.
Then you move on to the Evernight Forest. You have Oberon Greenhaze, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oberon's personal hell is being forced to watch a local theater production.
Oh, brother, how lucky we elves are to live in the bounteous green bosom of Evernight.
Aye, my friend, we are. Let us pray to the Mother Goddess.
You save him from this by killing him with a flamethrower.
That's how I would want to die too.
Being burned to death with a flamethrower?
Yes.
Oh yeah, and then there's Sir William.
Yeah.
For Sir William, hell is when women tell you what to do.
Clean that up at once.
We're not mowing it. It won't cut itself.
Don't think you're coming up here without bringing us a present.
Any thoughts on that? Huh? Thoughts?
I don't tell you what to do.
Thoughts? Huh? What happens if I do this?
That's not gentlemanly.
Whoa! Whoa! Those two both have bras on their heads. Goldo Golderson, you know him.
Yeah.
The famous dwarf leader.
Yeah, everybody knows him.
His personal hell is just a fucking Saw movie. He is entirely made out of gold, and his dwarven comrades pick him to death while there's nothing he can do but watch.
I'd watch that movie.
You're a psychopath. Jewel the thief, is not here because she ran away from hell really fast, like this. I want you to see the way this bitch runs.
What is that run?
That's her running out of the abyss. This is like a toddler that knows they're doing something wrong and they don't want to get caught. Kahn! In honor of how forgettable he was in the base game, the devs decided to turn him into a breakable wall before the actual boss of the level.
You! I know you! You took her! You took my little sugar plum! Come here, I'll tear you apart with my teeth.
The actual boss is called the Forgotten God. His fight is boring, but counterbalanced by him having the funniest attack in the entire game. I have a clip to show you. So there's nothing in that pit, right?
Yeah,
so I'm like,
yeah.
okay, I have a minute to summon some more minions. I turn around, I start summoning some greens and some browns, and then I get hit out of nowhere by the magic tornado ball, which he then turns into a blender and slices them all to pieces. After him, you have the actual final boss, the Jester, who summoned the Forgotten God because you were mean to him. And then he makes it out of the hell portal before you can, as the whole place is collapsing, leaving you trapped in hell forever as the new Satan. Good thing you knocked up your wife before you left and that your child's gonna be the next Overlord in Overlord 2!
We may have to find a new master.
That's me.
Wow!
Wow! Gongabagongalos! Wow! Roll credits, bye-bye, DC's really good and fun, get out of here! Get out! Go!
Why are
go!
you like
go!
this?
Go! Leave! Go! Get! Where was I? Oh yeah, thanks again to War Thunder for sponsoring today's video. You can check them out for free on PC, PlayStation, Xbox, or on mobile, and use my links in the pinned comment or the video description to register. Those of you who are new or haven't played in 6 months will also receive a massive bonus pack across PC and console, including multiple premium vehicles, in-game currency, and more! And now, I want to say thank you very much to everyone who made it this far to the end of the video. Especially the people on Patreon. It was the fine people of Patreon that actually inspired me to make this video in the first place. So, as a thank you from me to you, there will be a bonus Overlord Veracsplaining section up on Patreon shortly after this comes out. I was having such a good time during the Veracsplaining section about the Heaven's Peak Abyss part that we decided to take the full detailed explanation of it and put it up there for everybody to watch. Or listen to, you know, whatever, second monitor, third monitor, on your phone while you're doing chores at the same time. You could be asleep for all I care, as long as I get the views and the money. Oh, sorry, I blacked out there for a second. Thanks for watching, everybody. She is not an elf.
It seems that the
Whoa!
the key to this place.
Whoa!
Be thankful for the foolishness of others.
What? What?